Hi, Tiff Talkers. I'm going to wait a few moments because I'm right on time. Then I'm going to introduce you to a very special episode of Taboo Talk. I also want to wait and make sure if you're in here and you're watching to give me a thumbs up in the chat if you would, so I know you can hear me. I want to make sure the audio is good. I want to make sure I only have to really tell this story one time. And then I'll tell you what to expect and not to expect. I'm going to share this link, the live link, with people that I know want to watch. And then we're going to jump right into the episode. So just bear with me for a moment while I get technical things together. I'm so excited to be live here on YouTube for the first time in a really long while. So welcome. If you're in the chat, can you please give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? I'm checking sound, making sure I don't have to switch the headphones or something, making sure everything's working properly. But again, this is a very special edition of Taboo Talk because Taboo Talks isn't actually coming back for season 2 until April. So special edition, I guess. So hang tight with me for just a moment while I share the link, and then we're just going to get into it. I'm trying to be mindful of everybody's time and be out of here on time. I really don't. I have something else going on actually tonight. So I do have somewhere I need to be. And so, I'm going to keep myself on time. I have a timer. I'm going to try to tell the story from beginning to end and then answer questions at the end. So go ahead and blow up the chat and the comments if you want, whatever you want to do, blow it up. And then at the end, there should be plenty of time for me to answer questions, address comments, that kind of stuff. So go ahead, blow it up. If you have a question as I go, don't be mad. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just going to try to get straight through the story. And then we can address all the comments and stuff at the end. So just to be mindful of people's time, y'all. So again, I appreciate you. Again, Tiff Talk hasn't been live in a long while on YouTube. So I'm so thankful you're all here. Again, if you're in here, can you please give me a thumbs up in the chat so I know that the audio is okay? And we'll get started here in a second. I'm sharing this link. I'm sharing the link with people that I know want to see it. If you're in here, please subscribe and like I said, season 2 of Taboo Talks and then a launch of some other shows are all coming around April. So, check that out. Come then, I don't really have anything else going on content wise, really consistency until then. So I'll just be honest about that. I have some other things that I'm working on, fun stuff only. Hi, hey. So can you hear me? That's what I want. I just want a thumbs up or yeah, girl, I can hear you. That kind of thing would be helpful just so I know y'all can hear me. That would be good. And then we'll get into the story. Like I said, I'm just trying to share this link with people I know explicitly very much so wanted to have the link. So that is done. And we can get into it. So again, welcome. If you're new and you don't know who I am, I'm TiffTalkTV, also known as Tiffany Ramm. I am the host of Taboo Talks, which is a show dedicated to creating a safe space to having courageous conversations about some of society's most taboo topics. Today is no different. Some of you might be tuning in taboo topic, taboo talk, old news. How is that taboo, Tiff? Why is that important? How is this relevant? Well, let me tell you. Old news is almost always taboo because people be like, why are you talking about that? That's old news. Well, it's important to know your history, right? I think a lot of us would agree. Marcus Garvey says, people without a knowledge of their past is like a tree without roots. So you need to know where you came from. It is important to know the past so you can make decisions about your present and your future. So today, why talk about old news? What's so taboo about that? Well, really, this tunes back to a kind of an underlying theme in regards to women and Black women in general, which is a lot of men will go out of their way to say that Black women don't support Black men and Black women need to be more supportive of Black men. But the truth is, most Black women champion for Black men all day, every day, to the point of abuse. A lot of Black women will leave abusive relationships and not actually tell you what happened. Why? Because she don't want you to think bad of that man, right? Yeah, we all know some girls run at their mouth or whatever, but a lot more women are championed for Black men than you give them credit for. And that's kind of what today is about. My story kind of ends in the fact that I participated slightly in being taken advantage of, but I'll explain where I only played part of that role and how the story really goes. So again, I've been silent about this particular story for a long time. 1, because I have other things going on. But 2, because I wasn't on a mission to destroy someone just because they did me wrong. All right. So just know I'm not here for no, petty stuff, to be honest. I'm just sick of people asking me periodically about it because of the events that happened in the last week or two. I've been getting questions in my DMs, which is confusing. So for those of you who are here because of Zoe Williams, because some of you might be here because you want me to speak on Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams, let me tell you, that's not what we talk about today, okay? I really can't speak on it that much. I'm gonna give it about 2-3 sentences, and then I'm just gonna move into the story because honestly, again, I haven't talked to or watched their shows or anything with these men in over 2.5 years. I can't speak on what happened since I really left the show. What I can speak on is only 2 things, really. One, everything that I heard Corey say and the clips people sent me, because again, I don't watch the 5150 show regularly, well, ever, and I don't watch Zoe Williams. Since I left, I haven't watched maybe a half of the episode someone sent me, so I don't keep up with these men, okay? But what? Sorry, my Bluetooth speaker. But what I can say is from what Corey said, all of it was true. And some people might be shocked that I say that. I'm not taking sides. I'm just telling you what I know. I was there in Zoe's professional circle when the Aries Spears situation happened, and everything Corey said was true. Actually, he could have said more. He could have said that Zoe was dodging the attorneys, that Aries Spears was trying to serve Zoe at Dash Radio, but they actually thought Zoe's name was Zoe, and they were trying to serve him legal papers under the name Zoe Williams. Zoe Williams isn't a person. That's a personality. That's a stage name, okay? His real name is Ronald or something. It's on his book, okay? So, and Zoe made mention of that, laughing at the fact that oh, this dude don't even know my name. He ain't doing his research, ha, 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 and that he's dodging the attorneys. That's really all I can say on it, right? Zoe thought it was a joke. He wasn't really taking responsibility for the fact that you a 40-plus-year-old man out here boxing people in the studio, drunk men, belligerently drunk men. So I was like, But yeah, that's really all I can say on it. Yes, Corey Holcomb has gone out of his way to drag me a few times on air with Zoe, not specifically saying my name, but referencing me. All I can say to that is it never really bothered me much because Corey don't actually know me. Y'all are like, why wouldn't you clap back, Tiff? He's a big personality, clout this, clout that. First and foremost, nah, he wasn't speaking on me because Corey don't know me. I've met Corey maybe 4 times, and every time he pretended he didn't know me or that he didn't know my name. Okay, he won't give me the time of day. Corey Holcomb don't know me from a sack of potatoes. All right. All he knows about me is what Zoe told him. And he was just, popping off at the mouth from what his friend told him. I don't hold that on Corey. Again, I don't know Corey, and I very little know Zoe. Okay, I don't know Zoe that well. So let's get into that story. I gave the disclaimer in the beginning, y'all. I'm not ignoring you in this chat. I appreciate you. Keep them coming. Whether it's trolls or positive or whatever, follow-up questions, I am not ignoring you. I'm just going to do my best to tell the story from beginning to end and then acknowledge all those questions and comments at the end, just so we can get the story straight through, real clear, and then I'll address all your comments and stuff at the end, okay? So I'm just going to tell the story. Honestly, in 2016, I didn't know who Zoe Williams was. I only know who Corey Holcomb was because he's a comedian, and I love comedy. I don't really like Corey's comedy. That was my ex-husband's thing. We had went to one of Corey's shows up in Sacramento or something like that. My ex-husband was really into Corey Holcomb. But I didn't watch the 5150 show. I didn't know what it was until one day my ex-husband was like, Tiff, you should get on the 5150 show. And I was like, what is a 5150 show? And he was like, look, and he had me watch the episode with him, which I kind of cringed at the whole time, y'all. That's just not my style. I don't talk like that. I don't vibe like that. And I looked at my ex-husband like, what? No, why would I be on that show? I don't fit there, And he was like, no, you bring a good perspective. And I was like, yo, Darlene's the only girl on the show, and they don't really be nice to her. Why would I subject myself to that? And he's like, oh, okay. He's like, maybe Zoe shows more your vibe. And I was like, okay, who is a Zoe? Right? Sorry, let me take a little sip. So I was like, who's Zoe? Who's Zoe? What are we talking about? And then he showed me the Voice of Reason show. And I was like, okay, that's not as much of my vibe. And I wasn't really I wasn't trying to do radio. Actually, at that time, a little background for me was I had already had my own talk show on TV. I had modeled on air home shopping modeling for over 6 years. I had already trained with a national television host to become a TV host. for home shopping. And I had been around TV hosts for a long time. I started my own talk show. And so I've been on TV. My passion is TV. I have a face for TV. Okay. And so radio wasn't really my thing. I actually have a good, close friend who is in radio. She was on one of the top nationally syndicated radio shows for a very long time. We started in the same city. We run in the same circles. And I just really never considered radio for some reason. So the whole Voice of Reason Zoe thing was my ex-husband's idea. And he was like, yeah, get on the show. And I was like, what you mean get on the show? Like, it can't be that easy. You know, I was already in, going between San Francisco, where I was modeling for like Levi Jeans and Old Navy and picking up industrial gigs and doing like short films and stuff like that. And I was just transitioning. I was actually shooting a pilot with a major network, Black network here in LA. I won't say, but because that pilot didn't get picked up. Okay. But needless to say, I was actually shooting a pilot with a very big network at the time that my ex was like, get on the Zoe Williams show. And I was like, can't be that easy. Like, he got people or an interview process or something. And he was like, no, just try. Don't hurt to try. And I was like, okay. So I had, my own website, my resume, and a whole demo reel link, right? So I sent an email to Zoe with my demo reel, with my resume, with my website link, and I sent him an email and a DM. I sent him an email with my information. Hey, I think I'd be a good addition. I'm a married Black woman, Christian married Black woman with a unique perspective. I have, a master's degree in mental health. Here's my credentials. I'm wondering if we can meet, maybe have an audition of some kind, interview, see if I'd be a good fit on the show. I don't hear back for 2-3 weeks. And my ex is like, hey, did you hear back from Zoe? And I was like, nah, I haven't. He's like, you should follow up. I'm like, okay, cool. So I don't remember if it was the email or if it was a DM. But I was like, hey, this is Tiffany Ramm again, following up to see, I had a different name then, but we don't say that name no more. But yeah, so I hit him up like, hey, I'm just following up, wondering if you were able to review my resume and my demo reel, if you think we could get together. Literally about 30 minutes after that second follow-up message, I got a phone call. Hey, this is Zoe Williams. We're about to go on air in 30 minutes. If you can make it in the studio, you can come on air. I'm thinking to myself, like, Jesus, it ain't never this easy, okay? It ain't never this easy, y'all. It ain't. I was like, what? Of course. In LA, we talk about what Will Smith says. Stay ready soon. I got to get ready. I was just coming from another audition or something. I was makeup ready, camera ready, like a little just regular casual cute outfit, but I was ready. I was like, cool, bet. I can be there in Hollywood at Dash Studios in 30 minutes. So I pull up to the studio. I walk up to Zoe. I don't know Zoe from a sack of potatoes. I've only watched 2-3 episodes of the show. And he actually has me coming on the Zoe What Show, which is the morning show with all men. And so I don't even remember what that episode's about. All I remember is before we go in, I meet Zoe about 5-10 minutes before we go on air. And he just tells me, he's like, listen, basically, this is your audition. You come in. If you can hold your own, if you do good, you can come back. If you bomb, you done. And I was like, ooh, stressful. Okie dokie. And so that's what happened. I was kind of used to that because that's I have a background in pageantry and modeling and auditioning and interviewing. So I get it. You only have one shot, girl, go for it. So I went in there, apparently held my own because Zoe invited me back. I think that's a Monday show. He invited me back that night, I think, actually to start doing the actual Voice of Reason show. He said, I want you to join on the Voice of Reason show. That's a show more about relationships with women. I have women on that show. And I was like, oh, okay, bet. So that's what happened. I was on that show probably consistently Monday, Wednesday, Friday for 2 or 3 weeks when Zoe and I finally had a little side conversation, right before, right after a show. He's like, what are you trying to do, Tiffany? Whatever. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, what are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? And I said, well, I plan to do TV. Actually, I'm really into television hosting. That's really my ultimate goal, is to get my own TV show. And he's like, oh, okay. What do you feel like? How do you think you're going to get there? Don't you want to do radio? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, well, no, do you have credentials or background? What's your platform? And I was looking at him confused because I realized based on some things he had said in the last few episodes we did, this man didn't look at my demo reel. He didn't look at my resume. He didn't look at my social media, probably even. I had 18,000 followers when I started on The Voice of Reason. I had a full demo reel. I had my own TV show. I have a whole resume. I have a whole website. It tells my whole bio in there. I have a master's degree in clinical social work. I have at this point now, over 15 years of experience in social work, social service. I founded my own 501c3 nonprofit. Like I'm popping. I know where I stand in life. And he looking at me like, what do you want to do? And I was like, television. It's pretty clear. Well, don't you want to do radio? I'm like, well, this is cool. This is fun. Like I could see this as a method to, hone my skills for TV hosting, and podcasting is really coming on up, so yeah, this could be cool. And he's like, cool, because I could teach you this. And I was like, oh, okay, okay, cool. And that's when we started the conversation in regards to, what do you really want to do? What can I teach you? And I said, well, I see you're monetized. I want to monetize my platform. I was like, I have some investors, but they want to see I'm consistent and I can grow on my own. They want to see, basically see me start the show first on my own before they invest in me, which was the truth. And so he was like, okay, cool. I can teach you that. I specifically told him I want to be shown how to monetize, how to run the super chat, like what are the analytics, what are the ratings? What's the conversion rate? Like that's the stuff I want to know. And he's like, cool, I can teach you all of that. He's like, if you just show up and be consistent, I'm going to teach you radio. I'm going to teach you all of that. And I was like, cool. Here's the mistake, y'all. And I know better. And so this is where I own it. And this is why I haven't made a big stink about it, really, to be honest, because I made this mistake. And I feel like probably the other women who have hit me in my DMs and responded and let me know they had a similar experience, this is what happened. So I have to own this. And really the real reason I'm sharing the story is because this is the mistake. I don't want no one else to make it. I'm not telling you not to work with Zoe Williams. Go ahead. But here's where I made the mistake. We made no contract. There's no contract. And some of y'all be like, oh, when you work for free, there is no contract. Or you are intern, you're unpaid intern. Listen, you don't know life. I knew better. I have over 2,000 internship hours for my social work degrees, required unpaid work experience, right? I have over 4,000 hours of clinical social work supervision to get to my clinical license for social work. I know that every time I've ever done an internship, I've had a contract. Why? Because the internship's writing the contract for what they're agreeing to teach you, what you're going to learn, what you're going to get out of being here, working here for free. And then you as the intern have a contract of saying, what service are you going to provide in exchange? Literally, it's called, your supervisor and your intern agreement, right? Every internship I've ever had in my life, I've had a contract. It's been very clear. So I should have known, y'all. I know, but we didn't. We didn't make a contract. I just agreed to show up 3 days a week, unpaid, 2 hours a day, 3 days a week, 6 hours on air, and plus kind of like an hour both ways, 30 minutes to an hour each way. So up to 2 hours commute to do the show. So we're talking about 12 hours of investment for a year and a half. I was a pillar of that show for a good period of time. And we didn't really address it for a long time. I had a lot of other stuff going on in my life. When I met Zoe, I was married. I was so proud of my marriage and my man and my king this and all of that. And then right before my little old eyes, my whole world blew up, right? And what happened is during that time, y'all, Zoe and I aren't actually close. We're not friends. We never were friends. In that year and a half that I was on the show, Zoe and I talked on the phone 3 times. One was sometime after my divorce hit. And I was having an emotional meltdown and he talked me off the ledge, kind of, not really, but anyways. So he coached me one time on the phone over that. Then when I'm going to tell the rest of the story, we're going to get there in a second. When my dude died after my divorce, when I had basically my first boyfriend after my divorce, he died. He called me once then, and then our follow-ish conversation. So let's get there. Okay. But just keep in mind, we didn't hang out after the show. Zoe drove me home once when I didn't have a car. I have a car now. I've been had one for a while, but at that time I was in between. I didn't have a car. One time Zoe drove me home after the show and I didn't ask him up, nothing like that. I just said, thank you, sir, and got up out and came into my house. Okay. So Zoe knows the building I live in, but he's never been inside. We're not friends. I never met his family. I don't know nothing about him personally. And I think that's one of the illusions about how you make a cohesive show. This is just a show to a point, right? How you sell your persona. I'm very authentic and transparent, but I'm also very discreet. And so, yeah, like we weren't actually close. I think that's one of the illusions. I don't know Zoe personally, just professionally. So we didn't have a contract. I go about my business. Life is happening. Okay. A lot of life. Tiff Talk lived a lot of life in that time. Okay, y'all. A lot. A lot happened. A lot of learning had to happen. Okay. So to make things clear, no, I've never had sex with Zoe Williams. Never, he never made a pass at me. I never made a pass at him. I wouldn't even say I saw him as a father figure. That was just a business transaction. I've like really never had sex with like a coworker. So that like business is business to me. I like to keep it that way. So yeah, like nothing sexual ever happened. Now I will be very honest, and it's important to this story is that I have had sexual relationships and actually kind of romantic relationships with 3 people in Zoe Williams and Corey Holcomb's circle. Now, I'm usually very discreet. One person has recently spoke on me. I wasn't going to name their name. We'll see how I feel later in the story if I drop it or not. Again, I didn't take nobody's names. I'm not here for clout. I'm just telling the story because unfortunately this has happened to a lot of other women. So just keep in mind the message is if you're going to do business with this man, no matter how small or big, if it's 2 hours, 3 hours, service, exchange, anything, please put it in writing, y'all. Please put it in writing. Even with your friends and family, when you're doing anything that involves business, time, money, make a contract, okay? It can be a no interest contract, okay? It can be free exchange of services, but do a contract, okay? So during that time, I did deal with a few people in Corey's circle. One of them up to 8 months. One of the people in his circle I did actually deal with for 8 months. And just happened, just they weren't the one, okay? That person's, just not for me. None of these 3 people were for me, okay? And this comes up in the story later. So here we go. So I'm there for about a year when I realized I haven't learned anything. Literally. The few times I would get feedback, it would be like, oh, Tiff, you overtalked me a few times. Oh, you overtalked that person all the time, a few times. Take your, wait, you're here every day, so you're going to have a chance to speak. The guests don't, that kind of feedback. And I was like, oh, that's good. I can learn from that. Right. But outside of just little feedback after the show, the little 2-3 minute talk, there was no teaching happening. I'm asking you to show me the Mevo, how you hook it up to the computer. How do we sync everything? Can you show me the analytics on your YouTube? How does that all, work? Can you show me the merch and all that? The things he promised to teach me, none of that happened. And it's a year later. And so after a year, I started asking hey, Zoe, can we put aside some time before or after the show so you can show me some of that stuff finally, and it's funny because the one time, it was a few times I started asking hey, can we set aside some time before a show or after a show or outside of a show that you can show me the stuff that you said you were going to show me. And he's like, okay, yeah, bet just come in 20 minutes before a show tomorrow or the next show or whatever. I was like, okay. And in my head, I'm thinking there's a lot you need to teach me how are you going to do that in 20 minutes? So what this man pulled me aside to teach me was the 6-pack. For those of you who are not familiar with production, the 6-pack is the concept of planning 6 shows out, which is not new. That's not exclusive to radio. That's a production, scheduling, common knowledge, step 1 concept, which I know because I have my own TV show. So this isn't new information. You didn't teach me anything talking about the 6-pack. I'm like, okay, sir. And I asked him, I was like, so you're going to show me the Milo? Are you going to show me how the GoFundMe works or how the YouTube works or any of that? And he kept dodging it. And he also kept dodging. I'm like, oh, he would tell us oh, yeah, we're the top ranked show at Dash Radio. The Zoa show or the Voice of Reason show is the best performing show here. We're getting real big stats. Do. And I'm like, oh, I bet that's so exciting. What are our stats? What are our ranks to do? Because again, I don't think he ever actually cared to learn about me. He doesn't know really who I am and the connections I have and the people I know. And one of the people I know, like I said, is a homie who's a huge personality in one of the top syndicated shows on the East Coast. So I know they have weekly meetings about stats and ratings and promotions and advertising and marketing and all of that. And it's a regular part of being part of the show and production is knowing your stats, right? And I'm interested in the conversion rate. What do I need to get my numbers up? I'm like, oh, okay, I need to get my subscribers here and I need to get this here. Everything he didn't teach me, I had to teach myself later. And so after a year and a half, like a year and a half this going on, he didn't teach me anything. And I'm getting a little itchy, like, this is a waste of my time. Like, I agreed to be on your show as a personality, contributing to your show, and you agreed to teach me things. And you didn't teach me anything. And so now I'm like, what's this about? So instead of asking him to teach me things, I sought out other people to teach me. And I just started YouTubing and Googling and all of that good jazz. And then I finally just asked him, I said, hey, when am I going to get my own show? You know, I've been here over a year. You're telling me that we're getting great ratings, that I'm the best personality on the show. You know, I'm doing great, all of that. All he's ever said is great things. Minor little tweaks after each show. And I'm making the tweaks. When I would make a tweak, he'd be like, oh, that's great. You did so much better this show. Yeah. All this hype stuff. So then I was like, well, Zoe, when are you going to give me a show? And he's like, oh, you're right. You need he's like, just logistics. You got to do a demo for Dash Radio. I said, oh, but I thought you're like the director of Dash Talk now. You can't just like give me a show. And he's like, just logistics still, you know, I'm like the VP, but they still like to run things and you know, up top. I'm like, okay, like whatever, cool. Let's shoot a demo when you want it. I'm thinking like a week or two, a month. Nah. He's like, oh, in 3 days. You ready? I'm like, again, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I'm like, bet, so cool. He gave me 3 days notice. I put together a whole demo, a topic, a guest host. I even had the call-in line ready. I had people call into a deadline, a demo line. I had people ready, okay? I shot a really good first demo. And he told me that after the demo. Took him 5 days to listen to the 1 hour demo. And I had to remind him every day, like, Zoe, did you listen to it? Like, what's the feedback? Like, what's my timeline? What's the expectations? Oh, yeah, it was great. It was like 90%. But I want you to be 100 before I put you on. I'm like, okay, so what's the feedback? What's not 100? And he was like, just, well, you need a co-host. Why? If I like plan to have like topical guest hosts, like guests on the show and have call in, why do I have to have a co-host if it's my show? And he's like, oh, no, it'd just be better if you have a co-host. I was like, okay. So I recruit some people, personalities who agree to do a show with me. You know, I'm out there like getting girls who join my concept, my idea. And I give them those people. And he's like, yeah, no, they ain't going to work. Use this girl. Now, this girl that he recommends is that girl. That girl. I ain't going to say her name because she that girl. I ain't trying to have you trolls up in her business because she my mommy, okay? Like she's dear to my heart. I love her and respect her. She bought her coin. She making that coin. Go ahead, girl. So I'm not going to name drop just for name drop sake, unlike some of y'all. So he recommends this girl. Okay, I reach out to her. We connect. Hey, Zoe said we should do a show together, shoot a demo. He said you might be interested. She was like, bet, yeah, for sure. We meet on the side so we can get, you know, some kind of rapport. I don't know you. I see your platform. It's popping. I know a little bit from you from Google, but like, I want to know you before I get on the radio with you. So we do like an outside meet once or twice. And then we shoot the demo together. Our vibe, and like, she's a little nervous, but she did good. And I did good. I realized I can lead and she follows well and she's a good accent. And this is a good vibe. Like, this is popping and she's big, y'all. This person is big. And I was like, this is exciting. Okay, cool. Thanks, though. We give them the demo. Still not good enough. Nah, y'all need a third person. What? It can't just be 2 light-skinned girls. Y'all need like a dark skin in here. Okay. I already have a sense of where this is going. You're not giving me my own show. Right? But I'm like, okay, fine. It wasn't anything about logistics or content or nothing. It was just, you just need another person. At this point, I'm like, if I'm adding another person to my show concept, this isn't my show anymore. This is a Williams show. But I'm like, whatever. I go through, I find a popping dark-skinned mama. She fire. I love her to this day. We still in communication. I ain't gonna name no names because again, I love her. I respect her. I ain't sending no trolls her way. I get this popping baddie black mama. Married, been in the business, gorgeous, on her stuff, big following, very experienced in the industry. She was like, yeah, I'll do it for sure. Who else is doing it? Oh yeah, okay, cool. I tell her the concept. She's like, bet. I bring this person to Zoe. Zoe goes, oh no, she's too old. Side note, this person don't look a day her age. Okay, fire. This mama is fire. But this is what he told me. Oh, she's too old. I said, she's experienced. She has a huge following. What do you mean she's too old? That's your only excuse? She's gorgeous. She speaks well. She's well-rounded. She knows the industry. She knows the business. Nah. She has another show somewhere else. It's conflict of interest. I asked her about that. She said it's not a conflict of interest. That's why she agreed to do the show. Nah, that's just not going to work. Okay, Zoe, like, I'm going to keep looking. That's what I told him. I told him, Zoe, fine. I'm going to keep looking. Fine, I'm going to keep looking. So while I keep looking, he pulls me aside one day to tell me this. Tiff, you are ready. Get your third person, someone I approve. You can have your own show one day a week. I said, okay, bet. He said, as long as you commit to doing my show 3 days a week still. Y'all, I didn't even know what to do with that. One of my feet was already outside the door because I realized, like, this man's really taking advantage of me and I'm letting him. We don't have no contract. I have no proof that he made this agreement with me. And now here he's telling me I have to do his show 3 days a week so I can get my 1 day a week show. Like, to me, it read indentured servitude, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that make sense? Also, for those of you who don't know, like, you pay to be at Dash Radio. That's like a podcast, pay, like programming on demand, programming on demand. It pay as you go. Like, I'm gonna pay to run my own show. I'm gonna pay my engineer if I want one. I was trained in engineering, so I don't need an engineer, but I probably would have had one because I had a budget for it. But yeah, I wanted the big studio. And the people that I had on the show, we would have got the big studio. We would have had a budget for it, right? So I'm like, why would I commit to that? Like, I wasn't planning to leave altogether from Voice of Reason, but why would I commit to giving you 3 days a week if I'm only giving myself one? So that's when he kind of just took the wind out my sails. And then this happened. Someone asked me recently, Tiffany, it wasn't like he sexually harassed you. Well, while all this is going on, I happened to get me a boyfriend. Okay, while all this is going on, I get me a little boyfriend. This little boyfriend's crazy as hell. He crazy, y'all. He really was crazy, but he was mine. And I was just out of a divorce and I was just in a phase and I let that happen. I let this crazy man in my life. Ooh, TiffTalk been through some seasons. TiffTalk been through phases. So I got me a little boyfriend who loved me and loved that show. Loved to watch me on the show. Loved to listen to me on the show. So I'm on the show one day after getting my little boyfriend. And Zoe makes a comment. Some of y'all men ain't gonna think this nothing, but it was definitely not appropriate. We're on the show, and one day Zoe has never made a comment like this to me before. I don't know why he said it. I don't know if it's because now he knows. I told him I had a boyfriend. My boyfriend knew Corey Holcomb, or they were associated. I don't know how they knew each other, but whatever. They knew each other. I don't know nothing. I be just in cuckoo la la land, okay? So whatever. We on air. And Zoe's like, yeah, Tiffany, because you know I got good sex. You know I got big dick, good sex energy. Excuse you? I was so caught off guard. Like, that's not my role in this show, is to co-sign your penis that I've never had. Y'all, I've never had sex with Zoe Williams. I was like, now I didn't show that face, which I'm surprised because y'all, I'm so expressive. I don't know what my face looked like in that episode, but I was really like on the inside, I was like, what? And I remember one night I was like, yeah, sure, Zoe. And I changed the topic because, listen, y'all, I don't know shit about what's going on in Zoe's pants. I don't want to know. I'm not attracted to Zoe Williams. He's never made a pass at me. I've never tried to get with him. None of that. No, thank you, sir. Okay. So when he made that comment, I was so like, whoa, what? And immediately my phone blew up on air live during the show. And my dude started texting me. I have the text. I could show y'all on screen. I swear for you. This man was crazy. He punched a security guard in the face at one point, girls and boys. Oh, Lord. I was like, Jesus, this is not my life. I'm not this girl. Like, he would threaten people, pull out a knife and threaten people. This grown old man over TiffTalk. I was like, Lord, you need to calm it down. This is not my style. So he blew up my phone. Tiff, what this nigga talking about? We coming at you crazy. I'm about to come knock his head off. And Zoe don't know this. I'm not telling this man, like, bro, you just came at me so sideways. You don't even know. I'm about to save your life. Y'all had to sit there live on radio and text my dude, nah, babe, don't worry about it. I got it. It's handled. He didn't mean nothing by it. Do. Yo, it's just so inappropriate. Literally, my dude going back and forth, nah, that's mad disrespectful. That you know you fuck with me. And he going off on the text message. Like, I'm about to come knock his head off. What? He friends with Corey? That's fucked up. Like, he going in. Like, ugh. I'm texting him like, nah, babe, it's not that serious. Relax. You ain't got to come up here. Chill the fuck out. And because he's hot. Why would Zoe say that on air? Why would you have me even speak on what? I have no idea what your dick is about because I've never had it. I'm not going to speak on it because I never had it. So that happened. And then Zoe didn't give me a show. And one day I come on the show. I do a whole show. I did a whole show. At the end of the show, someone pulled me aside and tell me that he's dead. My crazy, popping off, killer boyfriend is dead. I was supposed to go up and do Tone Talk show after those. That was one day where like I would just literally go from one studio to the other. And I was about to do Tone Talk show. And I tried to pull it together. I remember y'all, the girl told me he was dead and showed me like the little FaceGram posts and stuff. And I really like, it knocked the wind right out of me. Like I literally fell on the ground in tears. Because what I know is that I had texted him that I seen him the day before. He gave me money to go get my background check for a new job. I know that I just texted him that morning. Hey, babe, love you. Can't wait to see you. And then I was wondering why he wasn't texting me back all day. Because this man texted me all day, every day. We was on the phone like 3 hours a day. Like he running errands on the phone with me. Like he couldn't get enough of me. Like it was the most. And I didn't hear from him all day. And now I know why. Because he died at 2 p.m. 39 years old, took a shower, went to go lay down on the couch, fell asleep for a nap he never woke up from. I couldn't. I went upstairs to try to start the show with Tone Talks, and the emotions I felt, I was done. I was so done. So I just told Tone Talks, I was like, listen, family emergency, I got to go. And I left. I left the studio, and I called someone who really means the world to me. I love her. That's family. She was living up like in Palmdale, in Palmdale, Lancaster area. For those of you who don't know, that's like an hour 15 away from LA. And I was like, I need you. Like, I need you right now. She didn't have a car. I was like, I'll come get you. She said, okay, girl, I don't remember the drive. I think I cried the whole time. I don't know how I didn't kill somebody. I was so emotional. I went up there, I got her. And that was like what the second phone call I ever got from Zoe was this phone call. I was up there with her, waiting to pick her up. I think she was just about to come out to the car. And he hit me like, oh, I just heard what happened. Are you good? I'm like, yeah, I'm just with family. I just need some space. And I was like, oh, I'll come back in like a week or two. I just need a little time. And Zoe said then, he was like, Tiff, take all your time you need. Like, just grieve. This is a big deal. Like, I got you. If you need anything, let me know. And I was like, yeah, I bet. Now, I know what I meant by yeah, I bet, which is like, I'm going to take my time. I offered to come back sooner, but he's like, nah, take all the time you need. And I said, okay. He's like, oh, let me know if you need anything. I'm like, cool. Again, I say this because no knock to Zoe. He offered to be there for me, I guess, but you ain't really my family. You ain't really even my friend. This is one of the most tragic things I've ever experienced in my life. And it over the next few days, it got even crazier. I knew I wasn't this dude's main chick, y'all, but he insisted that I was and would trot me around LA like I was a princess, just being crazy. And I told him, I'm like, I think you have a lady. I think there's more going on here. Like, don't be having me out in these streets looking crazy. Okay? Tiff Talk don't roll like that. I don't roll like that. Be like, don't be having me out here looking crazy, man. Okay? You already a hot mess. Like, don't add to the mess. And it was a mess, y'all. I didn't call Zoe back for a real long time. Why? Because this dude had a whole main chick who was pregnant, had his baby, and like it was just a hot mess. His brother then tried to have sex with me later. Like it was a whole mess. I was like, ooh, this family are messy, ugly. Ooh, I don't want to do it. It was so ugly, y'all. I didn't go to this man's funeral. I didn't put him to rest. I just had to deal with that in my spirit and move on. During that time, I was with my real family. I grieved with my real friends. My homegirl sat here with me for like 3 days. just binge watching Netflix. I didn't know what to do. I was like, girl, what is going on? So for those of you who are wondering why I really left the Voice of Reason, grief. I needed some time off. My dude just died. And it was dramatic as fuck. But what happened next is probably what y'all are really curious about. I took some time off and I started a new job. Like I said, that dude, just the day before he died, had given me money for my background check so I could get a new job. I started that new job, and that schedule conflicted a little bit with the Voice of Reason schedule. So about a month after he died, I hit Zoe and I was like, hey, I'm ready now. I started a new job, but my schedule is a little tight. I can do 2 days a week for sure, but I'll be late on Mondays, probably. Again, probably. I was just trying to count and be responsible for traffic. I said, depending on this commute from work, I might only be able to come at 5:30 on Mondays. And he was like, oh, if you can't come on time, don't come at all. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, if you can't do it all, don't do it all. Don't half-ass nothing. And in my head, I'm thinking like, you like Corey and all these other people just strolling whatever, but you're going to tell me if I'm going to come late, don't come at all? I was like, okay, I'll hit you back when my schedule changes. That was it. Like, I have a job. It pays me money. I have bills. And you telling me no. So I was like, okay, I'll hit you when my schedule changes. Well, it was like a few months later when I was like, you know what? I really do want my own show still. I got my life together. I'm back on track. And so one of those girls, those big names that he connected me to, I reached out to her. I said, hey, boo, life's been crazy. I took some time off, but I'm coming back now. Do you still want to do a show? Because I was like, what's the point of coming to Zoe about the show if I don't have the co-host he said I need to have or whatever? And so she said, oh, yeah, girl, I do want to do that still. I was like, okay, bet. She was like, yeah. And I said, okay, have you been in touch with Zoe? Is he still going to like let you have a show? And she said, oh, yeah, girl. But he said I can only have a show if it's not with you. What? Excuse me? She said, yeah, he said I can have a show, but only if it's not with you. Excuse you? Why would he say that? She's like, I don't know. Did something happen between y'all? I said, no. I said, my guy died. I took some time off and then my schedule changed. So I haven't been as available, but now I'm trying to make things work. I want to come back and I want my own show. I was like, nothing happened. As far as I know, like we good. And she was like, oh, cause yeah, he said it. He was very clear. Like I can have a show. I just can't with you. Y'all, when I tell you, people hit me in my DM, Tiff, it's 2 years later. Why are you talking about this? Because this is his character. I just want to show y'all this. Okay. Some people hit me up, Tiff, can't you talk about this? Can't this be resolved in communication? You tell me. I go, I don't make no stink. I'm gone because of grief and my schedule changes. Now I've been gone a while. Okay. I ain't said nothing bad about the show. Okay. And the time that I was gone, one thing happened. Again, I don't watch the show, y'all, when I'm not on it. But one show they had was weird, I guess. And my friends watched it and they sent me a link like, girl, this was bad. Look at this. And I watched it, the topic, and what they were saying, it was two different things. Okay. I'm not going to go into the details, but I didn't like the topic and I didn't like how they were having conversation. I said, oh yeah, glad I wasn't there. Right after that, one of the other co-hosts or guest hosts at the time hit me in my DMs. Girl, this was a great show. You should have been there. You would have loved it. Happened to be the same show. I just got a link from my friend. Like, ooh, that was not good. I hit her back. I was like, oh, girl, yeah, nah, I saw that. And I don't agree. I'm kind of glad I wasn't there. What do you mean? I said, listen, with just a different opinion, y'all wouldn't have wanted me there because I have a different opinion. I definitely would have voiced it and been a little different about it. She's like, what? I loved it. I've had great feedback, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, cool. Different opinion. All love, sister. Mad love for you. Cool. She got mad. Nah, ain't love here. Okay, I didn't know that people was ending friendships over one difference in opinion, as small as, oh, I didn't like the show. It's not what I think, right? Same thing as one of those people I was talking to commented on the show and it was disrespectful about big girls. And I hit him like, hey, you ain't one. Again, I hit him privately in a text message talking about, hey, you ain't one to talk about big girls. You ain't small yourself. Okay. These are two private conversations about a show, but I'm not really coming for the show. They, like, I'm just saying, like, who are you to talk shit when you ain't all, when you don't represent perfection yourself? So those are two separate things about one specific show. I really don't care about the show. I'm not there, right? So that just goes into this. All right. So I've been off the show to grieve. I got a job. I come back and I find out that Zoe is telling people I'm not allowed to have a show. I address it right away. I text them, y'all. It's right here. November 10th, 2018 at 12:32 a.m. I don't know if you can see it. Y'all, what is, my light is too lightish. Whatever, maybe I'll edit it in there. Whatever. I'm gonna read it. So do you plan to tell me exactly what is going on? What would possess you to tell, what's her face, she can have a show, but not with me? Again, that's a very clear message. Are we all clear, right? So what do you plan to, I said, so do you plan to tell me exactly what is going on? What would possess you to tell her she can have a show, but not with me? His response, pertaining to what? I mean, I made it very clear. Why would you tell her she can have a show, but not with me? But I respond, I said, she said you didn't give a reason, but I would like to know. Just being assertive. I haven't heard from you in months. And then this is what I hear. His response is, I'm not texting. If you want to talk, that's fine. Bring. Tiff talk. Why? Because I don't play these games. People talking about, can't you communicate this? Yes. That's why I'm calling you. You told someone this, and I'm calling you about it. I said, can you please explain to me, sir, why you're telling people they can have a show, but not with me? He said, oh, Tiff, like, I don't like to move a certain kind of way. I don't like to do business with people who move a certain kind of way. I said, what kind of way are you speaking on? I haven't done anything. I haven't been around for months. You told me to take a break. I took a break. He was like, oh, it's just, I heard you saying, this to so-and-so about the show and doing this and this so-and-so about a show. Two individual people had a problem about something I said and came back and cried to Papa Zoe. Ain't got nothing to do with you, Zoe. So he goes off. He's like, if you have a problem with the show, you can tell me directly. I said, I don't have no problem with the show. People directly solicited me. This girl you're talking about who came back crying to you, DM'd me about the show, asked for my feedback, and I gave it. She didn't like it. I didn't solicit her like, hey, girl, that's messed up. Again, I don't watch the show. So now you and your feelings, because I didn't like one show, I'm not talking bad about you. I'm not telling nobody about nothing. I have moved on, got another job, took some time off, and now you over here mad because so-and-so told you such and such. That's not even your business. I didn't say, oh, I don't like those topics are stupid, nothing. I didn't say nothing bad about you. But you over here telling people I can't have a show. Why? Or my cat over here having a whole situation. And he's like, oh, well, you have a problem with the show. You can tell me. I said, I don't have a problem with a show, though. That's why I didn't call you, because I don't have no problem. So why can I not have a show? Why can't I have a show? And why are you telling people I can't have a show? Well, it's just how you move. Now you're naming the streets and you out here telling dudes you want a laptop and you hustling tickets for laptops. I said, oh, pause, sir. Now, I'm more respectful than this. This person spoke on me, right? Zoe knows this because this person opened their mouth and misrepresented me to Zoe. And to this day, I have never gave this man a name, mostly because he ain't worthy. Because if I told y'all the real story, which I will in my book someday, I still won't put his name in there because he's really not worthy. But okay, here's the deal. I met somebody through Zoe from the show, exchanged numbers on some business stuff. For 6 months, this man texts me every morning. Good morning, beautiful. You such a queen. Like different scriptures and Bible verses and all sorts of stuff for 6 months straight. When I finally agreed to go on a date with him because I found out he's a sugar daddy. And I told him that. I said, listen, you've been trying to get at me forever. I heard you like pretty young things and I need a laptop. Like, are you gonna help me out or what? Like, I just made it very clear. I didn't hustle nobody. I didn't solicit nobody. I didn't make it weird. Now, where it got weird was this dude got a little weird on me. Y'all, I made it clear. Listen, like, I'm really a homie out here just trying to make herself better, okay? Like, I just need a laptop, bro. Like, I had one, but I wanted a better one so I could edit my own stuff and produce better quality content. Just a girl has dreams. But I'm very transparent. Anybody who deals with me can tell you that. So this person I told that, he said, yeah, I got you. He said, I'm not a sugar daddy. I don't like that title. But when I mess with you, when I deal with someone, I take care of them. That's this old dude's talk for I'm a sugar daddy. He just don't like that title. Cool. When you with someone, you take care of them. Cool. Bet. I made it known what I need to be taken care of. We went on our first date at a steakhouse, some fancy steakhouse, him trying to front, do. And all he did was drop one very specific celebrity's name over and over and over and over again. It was real boring. This person has no personality. Not to me, at least. It was boring. It was not stimulating. But I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, if this is the hustle, this is the hustle. I have to deal with him being boring to like get my little laptop, like whatever. So we dealt with each other for a little bit. Like we only had interaction less than 6 times. And yeah, we had sex. Me and this other person had sex. Okay. But where this person got weird, y'all, was my laptop never came. For those of you who follow me, I saved up cash money and paid for my laptop myself. Okay. Figured out that sugar daddy stuff isn't in my spirit. That's not who I am. So I had some decent experiences, but everybody go crazy on me. So I'd be like, no, thank you. So this person got weird. This person was clearly either didn't have the money to give me the laptop or just was, he was just funny. Okay, y'all. So this dude kept telling me about this celebrity, very specific celebrity. I'm not going to name drop because I'm not that girl, but went on to tell me, oh, don't worry. I'm gonna give you that laptop. First he got weird because he's like, oh, let's go to the pawn shop and pick it out together. I was like, pause, sir. Like, if you balling like you say you are, why I got to get my laptop from the pawn shop? Like, can't you just take me to the Apple store? Like, bro, right? He's like, oh, let's go to the pawn shop. I'm like, oh, my spirit was like, what? So then after not taking me to the pawn shop, he's like, oh, this celebrity, this person, big name, y'all, A-list celebrity. He just got a new laptop, so he gonna give me the old one, and I'm gonna give it to you. Y'all, it's so funny, okay? So you about to go from buying me a brand new laptop to gonna give me a pawn shop laptop to you gonna give me another celebrity's used laptop. I don't know if he really thought I was a name chaser like that. Like that was gonna like impress me. I'm like, no, sir, what? I stopped dealing with him. I cut him off. Why? Because I found an actual real sugar daddy. Okay. But I cut him off. This person still texts me on holidays. This person has texted me ever since then. Like we still like, I guess we're cordial. I don't know. I think he appreciates that I've never actually said his name. I'm not a name dropper. I'm not here for clout. I actually moved the way I moved because I'm discreet, y'all. So anyways, back to the story with Zoe. He's blowing up, talking about, oh, I can't deal with certain people, the way they move. You out here trying to solicit men for laptops. And I was like, pause. Zoe, actually, I didn't solicit anybody for a laptop. I was like, I didn't hustle nobody or try to do nothing. I was very upfront. And that person actually swindled me. I didn't get nothing for my time except what, steak? So I prostituted for the steakhouse, essentially. Like, that's how I see dating. I think dating is prostitution, y'all. I really do. Like, if you go out to eat and then have sex, you gave the coochie for that dinner, okay? Like, that's how I see it. So anyway, I just think dating is prostitution. That's how I feel, okay? So he's coming at me with telling other people's business. And this is what I learned about him. He tell everybody's business or what he thinks he knows is their business. So now he's giving me the runaround. Oh, I can't give you a shot because I can't deal with people. I'm cutting through the chase. I was like, what does that got to do with anything? My talent, my ability to run a show. Again, he swindled me and I've never talked about it. I've never told you my business with him or nothing. I moved on discreetly. We both moved on discreetly. But now you out here just running your little mouth. I said, Zoe, are you going to give me a show or not? No. Oh, okay. Thank you. That's all I need to know. Good day. And I hung up the phone. And then this is what happened after for all of you who are like, nah, you went behind Zoe's back. No, I said, okay, thank you. And then this is the important part of the story. I went back to the girl and I told her, so didn't go so well with Zoe. Don't think we're going to get a show at Dash, but we can try. And I said, hey, you can try to run by them a demo and then just bring me on later, or I can try to set up a meeting and to see if they'll take us. Like, you have a huge platform. You have we have a budget. We have a plan. You have a huge following. I have a decent following. I have experience. You have a great look. Like, girl, we can do this. And she was like, I mean, it doesn't hurt to try. So that's when the phone call came in. I did call Dash Radio. I left a message very nicely with Dash Management. Hey, my name's Tiffany. Me and so-and-so gave the name of the other person. I'm looking to start this show, gave the name and the concept. Wonder if we could have a business meeting in regards to, bringing the show to Dash Radio. That's it. Very professional. Hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm calling on behalf of me and so-and-so. This is a show concept. I never got a call back. I think it was literally the same day or the next day is when I started getting blown up on my text messages and my DMs. Yo, what happened? Zoe's losing his mind. And that's when Zoe started telling the story that I went behind his back to try to get a show at Dash Radio. I didn't. I just made a business move. You told me no for really no reason, not because I don't have talent, not because I didn't just give you a year and a half of my life for free. Like, to be honest, still to this day, I don't know why Zoe didn't give me a show. I have a lot of insinuations, but after now telling the story, I really don't even feel like speculating. I don't know, you guys. I don't know why he never gave me a show. I don't know why he blew up. I don't know why he goes out of his way to drag me in social media. I have all speculation. But all I can say is that if you're going to deal with him business-wise, please put everything in writing. Like, please put everything in writing. Please get a contract. Don't do anything for this man without something in writing. Shoot, don't do anything without a deposit. Okay? I didn't learn anything from him. My platform wasn't built off him. That's really just the story. He just started dragging me on social media. Now his trolls, every time I go on someone else's platform and do an interview, he'd be trying to drag me on their social media. I didn't do anything wrong. Oh, the other part of the story I should tell you. Right before my dude died is when Zoe dropped the Alan Berger, Love Revealed or something or whatever, some audio thing, Love Matters Revealed, with Alan Berger, a very esteemed psychologist in recovery, specifically drug and alcohol recovery. I know him, I know his material. And Zoe did an audio thing with him. And at that time, I actually had offered to transcribe it and turn it into a workbook. Because I was like, Zoe, it's good content, but it's not practical to use because no one's just trying to sit here with a notebook and write it down and coach themselves through how to process this. It needs an auxiliary, a complementary product. It needs a workbook with it. And at that time, I was working for a network TV, actually transcribing TV shows. So I said, listen, I'll transcribe it for you and put it in workbook form. And once you guys actually produce it, you can pay me on the back end. And he was like, bet, yeah, for sure. Get me the draft. Now, why this is so funny, y'all, is Zoe shooting himself in his own foot. The transcript's done. It's been done. 2.5 years. It's sat over there. It's on my computer. The workbook is done. Zoe messed up, blacklisted me for no reason. I don't know. And now he don't have that workbook. It's done, y'all. It's watermarked. It's Tiffany Ramm's property until you pay me for it. So, I did a lot for free for him, and I'm glad I didn't give him Love Matters Revealed. I wouldn't have seen a penny for that time that I took to transcribe the whole audio book and make the workbook. I wouldn't have seen a dime for that. And so there's that. There's a story, y'all. It's really not that exciting. So if you have all questions, oh, snap. We got 15 minutes. I went overtime. I'm so sorry. So we have 15 minutes for me to address these comments and stuff. And then I'm going to get out of here. Like I said, I have an appointment in a little bit. So, hey. I got to go to the studio to create some content. Hey, that's right. So let me address some of your comments in here. And like I said, I don't really name drop names. So I don't know. I do actually know a lot of people in entertainment. I know big influencers, and that's not my style. I didn't tag anybody. There's no hashtags. There's no ats in here. I'm not here. All I know is this has happened to a lot of women who deal with Zoe. He makes you all these promises. There's no contract. And so when he screws you over, now you just butt out your time. So this really just lesson learned, y'all. Make a contract. Put everything in writing, okay? That's really all I'm here to say, really. Let's see what your comments say. Can't wait for the expose. Yeah, he just lost his shit. Again, I could speculate. I have some ideas of what was happening, but that just makes it look like I'm being petty or something. So I just decided not to do all that. This is just a story. I don't know why he blacklisted me. He just lost his shit and be ranting to rant. I would be yelling. I was like, calm down. But yeah, the exposure isn't that big. I try to tell y'all, like, it's not that big. I'm just saying this happens to a lot of people. This is kind of his MO. So just, if you're going to work for him, have a contract, y'all. Hi, Drip Slow. I see you. What you drinking on? Oh, y'all. Okay. So although I do love a good Moscato, I am not bougie when it comes to liquor. I cannot do no fancy red wine. It should be dry. But I drink tea. I ain't cool. Okay. I do have a bottle of rosé in the fridge though. But there's just some tea. Because my throat was getting dry earlier, y'all. Okay. So yeah, just tea. Fun stuff, only Christian girl since when? Oh, I used to be a devout Christian. For those of you who don't know, for a very, very long time in my life, I was a very strong, devout, almost dogmatic practicing Christian. My ex-husband is a pastor's kid. His mom was a pastor, and my tithes paid the rent to the church. Even after our divorce, I was getting calls from the IRS. They still had me listed as a board member on the goddamn church. Like, Lord, anyways, that's a whole nother story. But anywho, yeah, no, I was. But thankfully, my divorce kind of delivered me from dogmatic practice. I know the scripture more than some people. My ex-mother-in-law used to make me preach and lead women's ministry and all sorts of things. So I know the Bible. I sure do know some scripture now. Don't get it twisted. But I don't dogmatically practice. So yeah, definitely me and God are tight though. Don't get it twisted. How do you think I made it this far without falling apart? I got flavor. I mean, I got flavor too, but I got favor. Hello. So yeah, used to be very devout Christian. Absolutely. But Zoe doesn't know how to monetize or what the term conversion rate means. Yo, so that's what I learned. Like, there's a reason why he again, speculation, but I don't think he has the money that people think he might have. He's definitely living off the show, that's what YouTubers do, right? But just be transparent about that. Like, you live off your show, duh. But just be a little more transparent about that, right? Like, this is your full-time gig. This is what you live off, right? So so many people do that. That's the goal, right? I wanted to monetize, but yeah, it turns out, I've seen some of my bigger influencer friends pop off during the quarantine, like really blowing up. Come on, friends. Come on, glow up. Come on, glow up. Come on, glow up. Me too. This year financially, ooh, girl got money, honey. Ooh, girl. But anyways, yeah, I don't think he couldn't teach me it because he didn't know it. He kind of just fell into it, and like, yeah, he's clearly surviving, paying rent and stuff or whatever. But I just don't think it's popping like people would like to think it's popping. But again, that's speculation. So don't hold me to that because I don't really know. You're brave. Thank you. Shout out. Actually, since I have y'all in here, these braids are for if you're in the LA area, or Tarzana area, or just LA County. Let's say that. Okay. These are from Happy Hair by Joy. This girl is fire. You can watch my hair journey this year. I'm gonna try all the things. Okay. So yeah, these are Happy Hair by Joy. It's the first time I've ever had knotless box braids. So I'm like, okay, personality. So that's exciting. Thank you for the respect. I see it. Second. Here's the thing. I won't tell you who I did smash, but I will tell you who I didn't. I definitely have not smashed no Jeff Brown. Now, that also surprised me a little bit when he came for me online too, when him and Corey and Zoe were all having their little like dog me fest. Because Jeff Brown used to always tell me, like, you're a queen, women like you are so rare, do. I wasn't married to my wife, like all that little jive stuff. The whole time I was there, while I was married and after I was married, he'd be like, oh yeah, your husband's lucky to have one like you, blah, blah, blah. So again, like, and mind you, I only met Jeff Brown like 2-3 times. You know what I mean? Like, they don't know me. I don't know them. So for them to like go out of their way to try to railroad me, just none of it ever made sense. That's why I really never spoke on it. So no, I never smashed Jeff Brown. That didn't happen. Listen, y'all, I told you I went through some phases. I tried the little sugar daddy phase. It just ain't for me. I got more from not having sex. And I guess that's the real knack for girls who really be getting it like this. It is do not have sex with them. The person who took me to Dubai, no sex. I knew him from business. He was just trying to take me on a business trip with him and relax when my divorce happened. And bless his heart, that man is amazing. Like, That wasn't on no sugar daddy stuff. That was a friend that I met through business, just trying to like help me through my divorce because he remembered how his divorce went. I've gotten more from people that I didn't have sex with than people I have had sex with. Thank God for my support network. They're so amazing. I'm so thankful. After the Zoe stuff happened, I'm so thankful. These people know who they are. One of my friends in the industry purposely had me on his show in the Dream Studio just to make a point like, girl, they don't run nothing. Come up here. Come up to Dash Radio. Come up on my show. And I was like, okay, love you. Thank you. They know who they are. Like, I'm not shady. Like, I'm pretty transparent. Oh, this is a good time, y'all. Can I please shout out, is it Kevin Nash over at Accelerated Radio? Y'all, when I started Taboo Talks last year, my first season, and I went over there to talk business about bringing my show over there. We had a good talk, business, my show platform, the days of the week that are available, prices, all of that. And then he somehow, he brought up Zoe, like, oh yeah, I think I've seen you. Have you been on Zoe's show before? I said, oh, I used to be on there. Yeah. And he said, oh, okay. Like, yeah, Zoe's my dude, do. And right there I paused because I told myself, like, Tiff, this might happen in radio and nothing else. People outside of radio don't know who Zoe is. I don't know. I haven't come across anybody. Like, I've dated bigger people, like bigger music producers and bigger celebrities and stuff like that. And they don't know who Zoe is. So whatever. But Kevin did. And, he said, oh yeah, Zoe's my dude. I like what he's doing over there. Dash, do. And I just paused and I was honest. I said, to be honest, I don't think Zoe would have nice things to say about me if you ask him. And he said, what? I said, I'm not going to expound on it. Really, I'll let Zoe tell you if he feels it necessary. But like, just so you know, he probably wouldn't give me a good reference if you ask. And he said, oh, okay, but you going to pay your rent on time? Like, you have a good show, you have a good platform, all that? I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, it's business then. Come on. So bless his heart for being a business person, for letting me start my show there, paid my rent, love my engineer. Shout out to A+. Brother, I love you. I hope you blow up. Oh my goodness, I love A+. So thank you. Thank you, Accelerated Radio, for being able to handle business and doing your stuff. I appreciate you so much. Seriously, in my spirit. So yeah, the shout out, that's a good time to shout them out. I told you I've been through some things here in LA since my divorce. Let's see what else is in these comments. Let me address y'all. How did he wanted you to do the show 3 days a week when he only had ladies on there 1 day a week? Again, I don't know what he's doing now, but a year and a half ago or 2 years ago when I was on, we were on 3 days a week. The Voice of Reason was on 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from 5 to 7 or something. I don't even remember, but y'all can go back in the archives unless he deleted the ones with me in it, which would be real funny. I've been wanting him to do that. So that would be great. But yeah, go back and look. Like, I really was on 3 days a week. So that's, I don't know what his platform is now, but that's what it was. Ninja. No, I didn't fuck Bobby Latin. Ooh, y'all, come on now. Unless Bobby, no, I'm just kidding. Y'all, I'm so crazy. But no, I did not. I did not do nothing with Bobby. All right, y'all silly. Ooh, my ear buzzing. You didn't hustle. You got hustled. You gave the monkey your freight. Yeah, it only take one time for that to happen to me, for me to learn my lesson. Like, oh, girl, no, you got to secure the bag before you give away the cookie. It took one time, y'all. It took one time from this one little person for me to realize, like, don't do that. That's crazy. That's not how this works, friend. So yeah, I'm not afraid to admit when I lost. Like, in that situation, I lost, and I lost twice because I had an agreement and it didn't get fulfilled. They got what they wanted and I didn't. Twice, 2 times. And then you're going to go lie on me. I'm like, oh, people in Zoe's circle all run the same. Like, that's your hustle. Okay, now I know what I'm working with. Right? So y'all, I did. I ain't too proud to say, ooh, I got done over on. Like, I really did. Okay. This isn't really exposing Zoe. Again, does this headline say exposing? Do I have any hashtag clickbait? Ooh, Zoe Williams ain't nothing. No. I said, I'm talking about old news. I'm going to tell the story that I keep getting DMs about just randomly, not like regularly and consistently, but just randomly, what just happened with him and Corey. Now, some people in my DMs again, like, oh, yeah, what do you think, Tiff? I don't know. I haven't talked to this man been 2 years. Why are you DMing me about this? I don't know. Ask them. So yeah. Dr. Cookie Crusher, if it made me look bad, who cares? I just haven't spoke on it for 2 years, and people keep asking me about it in my DMs, okay? Just randomly here and there, and trying to drag me on social media. The whole point of this is saying this man has done this to multiple women to get free labor. If you call yourself a businessman, if you're really trying to teach us how to be better in the business, teach us. Have a contract, write it down what we're agreeing to. And that's my public service announcement to everyone, men and women in the industry. We know, even as unpaid actors, when you get on set, you sign a contract that you're working for free, appearing for free, for how long, whatever. Everything should have a contract, y'all. That's the lesson to this story. Like, and the other lesson is, again, for those of you who are curious, I got blacklisted. I still don't know why. Y'all hear that? This man blacklisted me from a big time girl, which I'm glad, y'all. I didn't need him and I didn't need that. Clearly, like, that wasn't meant for me. I'm supposed to do something else a different way. I'm so blessed for the direction of my life now. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, I'm so excited for what's coming next. So I didn't need that. Again, why I didn't pop off and lose my shit when you start dragging me on the internet for literally no reason. So if it made me look bad, okay. Well, my story's out here. No one was out here trying to, look like a champion or nothing. Like, yeah. Oh, then it was definitely messy. Y'all, I went through some stuff. I've been open about it. If you follow me, I've been through some stuff. For sure. Again, that's the lesson. Have a contract. Make agreements. Be transparent. Okay. And when you are messy, shut your mouth about it. Okay. His little friend telling him my business, our business, that means men gossip just as much as women, because he shouldn't even known that. Zoe shouldn't have even known about that little laptop situation. Should he have? No. So you lucky I'm a woman who's discreet. Ooh, look at my whole little nose run. Hold on, y'all. Before I wrap up, let me get a tissue. My whole nose is running from my teacup. Lord. Wipe it on with my finger like a little hoodlum. Sorry, y'all. So, okay. So, yeah. Who said I was righteous? Who said I'm without mistake? Who said that's what this was? Not me. Not at all. I'm here to be authentic and transparent, okay? Again, I still have transparency. I ain't telling you everybody on my smash list. Now, if you've had sex with me, I tell you. That's kind of like, you in here now, like join the harem. Marcus, to be honest, I've never met Marcus. I can't speak on Mark. I don't remember ever in my life meeting Marcus. I can't speak nothing on no Marcus. I know she's not talking about Grady. I've never met, I don't ever remember speaking about Grady. I don't know Grady at all. Yeah, if they spoke on me, that's weird. I never met him. Let's see what else is in here. This backfired just like the Miss Lips video. I mean, again, what did y'all expect I was going to come in here and say? The man raped me? No. He verbally sexually harassed me on air. Yep. And he didn't keep a verbal agreement. That's it. What did y'all think this was? Like, I don't know what y'all thought this was. This was just me telling a story because people keep talking about it. Like, okay, you want to know my perspective? Zoe is a man who makes contracts and doesn't keep them. That's his track record. If you're going to continue to do business with him or have relationships with him, just hold him accountable. Have a contract. That's it. Would she be exposing this information if a white man was making all the decisions? I mean, I can't say because this is not the situation, right? It's not a white man. It's a black man. So I don't know. I mean, I've never been in this position with a white man. So, lies. Actually, lies. I have been in this position with a white man before. And I did whistle blow the white man. And I lost my scholarship over it. For those of you who are curious. Yes, I lost my scholarship at my master's degree scholarship because I whistle blew about discrimination from a Hmong man and a white man. And I lost my scholarship over it. Well, I didn't lose my scholarship. I just lost my internship placement. It had to be replaced to a new internship. So yeah, when I get mistreated and I whistle blow, we got to pay the consequence. There it was, doing the right thing, calling people out for being mistreated, and I had to switch placements and I got a new internship. But the lining on that was the internship was actually my dream job. And I went on to get my dream job where I met my dream coworker who is my friend till this day. So it all worked out. But yeah, so to answer your question, actually, I have whistle blew on a white man. So there you go. This isn't a race thing. It's not to be the opposite. I was quiet because it was a Black man. I was hoping I was the only person he did that to, even though I've been informed that I'm not. So that's unfortunate. So yeah, you're crazy as cat shit, Tariq voice. I mean, I'm not gonna say I'm not. But yeah, Zoe will ever pay Corey that. I don't know. I can't speak on it. That's their business. I don't know. On the way to the top, maybe. Let's hope so. Someday, we'll see. That's the dream board. The vision is behind us. So you said sugar daddy. He's the oldest one. Who? Again, I didn't say these are regulars on Zoe's show, y'all. Again, I'm discreet. I didn't deal with any regulars on Zoe's show. Ugh, that's too close to home. That's like family. Ugh, that's like incestuous. Nah, this was a random guest that I'm happy to meet through the show, period. Again, I only exchanged numbers on some business stuff, and now this dude starts texting me every morning talking about beautiful queen this and regal that. And baby, I'm like, oh, Lord Jesus. So anyways, that's a whole nother story. Yo, I gotta get to this appointment. We gotta wrap this up, y'all. I'm trying to just acknowledge all your comments before I wrap up, but I'm gonna promote these products then while we wrap it up. Okay. Let's see. You're clout chasing. Nobody heard from you in forever. Now you're using the situation to get in the limelight. So I get that you who wrote that comment don't know who I am, but that just means you're not my follower. I have a following, 20,000 followers. I'm a paid influencer. I have a whole separate job that I almost made 6 figures for my other job this year. You know what I'm saying? So just because you don't know me doesn't mean I'm not somebody. I'm just not anybody to you. And I don't take offense to that. Okay. Clout chasing, that means there's someone's clout to chase. My content isn't in line with Zoe or Corey or even Craig Smith's. Okay. So I don't expect any of their followers to join my team just because, oh my God, I mentioned their name. That's like kind of not how the internet works. That's kind of not how like going viral works. You have to have consistent content that people want to return to. Hello. I'm not even monetized on YouTube yet. I have like 300 subscribers. I'm not dumb. I'm not delusional like a lot of people. I know how this works. This was just honestly, quite a few women have told me this happened to them. And I was like, you know what? I'll be the voice. I'll just tell my experience. He never gave me my show, even though he told me he was going to. When it came time to do it, he just didn't. And when I finally hold him accountable, he lost his shit. That's it. That's it. The story. So that's it. Funny how you bring up Zoe's situation right after his altercation with 5150. Again, it's only because, listen, y'all have been asking me my DMs for years. And after that situation, I got hella DMs like, oh, Tiff, what do you think about it? Oh, Tiff. And I was like, oh, fine. Let me just freaking acknowledge it. After all this time, let's just get it out there. And then it'll just be out there. So if people ever ask me about it again, I'll just direct them to this link and they can watch it. If it's opportune. If y'all think it's opportune, again, whatever. That's your opinion. You entitled to it. Cool. Slide Jones, nice to meet you. Hey, Slide. I'll walk my yoni. No. Now it is definitely being handled properly right now. So that's all that really matters. Well, let me know if you want that new MacBook Pro. Again, we on the MacBook Pro right now. Why? TiffTalk paid cash for her new MacBook Pro. I saved for it like a good girl. I paid cash for my new MacBook Pro. $3,200 cash. Actually, close to like $3,600 cash. Okay. This MacBook Pro is mine. Everything in my apartment is mine. I replaced everything after my ex-husband. Everything from the TV trays to the blender to my toothbrush. Okay. Everything in my apartment I bought with my money cash. Okay. No financing, nothing. My ex-husband accumulated 30 G's in credit cards and I was like, whoa, bro. So I don't finance nothing. I pay cash for everything. I have good credit. I've worked hard for that. Okay. But no, I don't buy something unless I got cash money for it. Yeah, right. People are eating off of Jaguar White. Go complain to them too. I don't know who that is. What are we talking about? Again, I don't follow these people. I don't know no gossip. I don't. This was just me telling my story to tell my story, y'all. I don't know what's be happening in the world. Okay, I don't be knowing. So I don't know. Okay, I don't be knowing. I don't be in the thirst like this, y'all. This new to me. Okay. Oh, I didn't see that coming. Okie dokie, friend. But it happened. So there it is. I ain't mentioned nobody else's name but them two. I heard didn't say names, but I'm done. My interview is over. Oh. Yeah, I don't say names. The only two names I mentioned are people who said my name, put my name in their mouth. People who actually, think they're in a position to say something on my name. Now, it's smart. It's real smart when people don't speak on me. Why? Because TikTok have details. You know what I'm saying? I'm writing a book for a reason, y'all. It'd be juicy. It'll be beautiful one day. But we are not too far removed from my relapse. I want to be pretty far removed from my relapse because a lot of that nonsense happened when I was in full relapse after my divorce. Your girl just had a whole situation of exploration. I was a Christian devout wife and then I wasn't. It was a whole situation, a whole discovery. But yeah, so I want to be way more far removed and I'm about 2 years back, a year and a half, almost 2 years back into recovery. So I'm gonna wait on it. I'm gonna wait on that. Messy as hell. Yeah, it was messy back then. Ain't messy anymore. Again, I haven't seen any of these people in years. I haven't talked to these people in years. I don't know what they up to. Oh, Ken Smith. Did you see the whole thing? I don't blame anybody. I said, hey, I didn't get a contract. I didn't put nothing on paper. I said that already. So if you think it's messy, okay, that's your perspective. I'm not gonna fight you on it. Trying to roast me. I mean, go ahead. I mean, roast me, I guess. Whatever. Just so y'all know, I'm the queen of deleting all these comments. So if I don't like it, I'm just gonna delete it later. This is my platform. So that's all that is. Good evening. That's how I found this link. From who? I don't know. But yeah, so you thought I knew what guy? Who? Okay, anyways. If you have any legit questions or comments, please put them in there. I'm happy to address them. I'm gonna wrap up in the next 3 minutes because, like I said, I really do have to be in the studio by 8. Thank God the studio is closed. I don't know no Kim. But in the meantime, eventually when I do go back and edit this, I don't plan it. It probably won't be anytime soon because I got things to do. I got clients to follow up with and a real job and stuff. I want this to pay all my bills, but it don't yet. So, till it does. We over here doing our thing. So put your last questions or comments in there. I'll address them. Otherwise, feel free to follow me on other platforms. Check out the fact that that's not really my vibe. I'm about motivation, inspiration, education. Really, I'm all about physical, mental, and sexual health and wellness, being your best authentic self. That's my brand, being your best authentic self. I don't ever tell people I'm perfect. I think that's what makes me, enjoyable to some people is I'm very transparent. I'm very authentic. I'm very real because I'm not perfect. I wouldn't ever recommend one of my clients to do something or try something that I haven't tried myself, or I wouldn't be willing to try myself. So that's who I am. If you like it, go check out TiffTalkTV on other platforms. You can check out my other videos on YouTube. They're kind of all over the place. I ain't gonna lie. And then you can check out my website, tiffanyramm.com. And feel free to go check me out on Instagram. That's really where I'm the most consistent. I'd be so inconsistent on Twitter. You can try that if you want. But I'm TiffTalk everywhere. The two products that I do rep that I stand behind that I love absolutely hands down is Anoroc. Both these are Black owned. I only really endorse Black owned companies unless I'm paid to sample. I do reviews, but I don't really endorse products, right? So unless I'm paid to review a product. So this is actually Black owned. I actually rep this product. If you want this product and you want a discount, you can use my discount code, which I'll post sometime soon. Anoroc helps prevent contracting a certain virus. I won't say the name because then I'll get censored up down here, but it helps boost your immune system, can help prevent up to about 12 different diseases. So it's it's all natural from Africa, Black owned. Come on, friends. And then Sweet Cookie Wash, y'all know it. If you don't know it, you need to. Black owned business started by a Black young woman. Know her personally. Come on, queen. cookie wash, and all of the Sweet Cookie Wash brand products are all natural, Black-owned feminine hygiene products. Boom, right there. Make sure you get your cookie wash, ladies. Keep it fresh, keep it sweet. So he keep eating it. Okay. Okay, that's my little promo for the day. Save it till the end. Check these last comments. I'm gonna get out of here because, like I said, I got somewhere to be. I got to warm up. I got to do things in the studio. So let me address the last questions and get out of here. Y'all going for each other. Y'all do what you want in there, okay? Again, Corey never checked me personally. I'm gonna be honest. I ran into Corey at the airport after he drugged me on the air, and he dodged me quick. At the time I was dating a dude, we was like in a Porsche or something, and he dodged me quick. I was just being nice, like, hey, because I don't care. Again, I don't know him. He dragged me on the radio. He don't know me. So I was like, hey, Corey, what up? And he's so I don't know if he even knew it was me, but he definitely was avoiding anybody saying hello at the airport. And this is like that was a good 2 years ago. So whatever. Or no, like a year. Well, it was after my dude died. So a year ago? A year and a half ago. Anyways, when I was dating that certain person went to Porsche, that's the timeline. Okay. That's when that happened. But yeah, Corey don't know me. He didn't really drag me because you don't know me. How you gonna speak on someone you don't know? So I'm not offended. I'm not coming for Corey. I don't know Corey. I've never done business with Corey. Nothing. I can't speak on it. Slide. Kama Sutra and Eastern practices. Yes. The Kama Sutra is beautiful, but what I learned very young, about 18, 19, is that it's limited. Like it's there to help you start unlocking self-awareness and sexual awareness, but it's limited. Please expand your practice beyond the Kama Sutra. I think I've really done everything but 2 positions in the Kama Sutra, so I love it. It's cool. I'm an advocate for it. I'm absolutely insatiable. Yes, sirs. I'm in recovery, but I am insatiable, so I had to learn how to control, my sex drive. Thankfully, that's not a problem. So yeah, thankfully. Oh, thank you, Bryson. Oh, you're such a good supporter. You're in here. Hey, I want to say hi before I go. Hi, thanks for the love. Oh, no problem. So, yes. So, just so you know, like I said, this is a special edition of Taboo Talk. Taboo Talk is not coming back until April. What else is launching in April is adult sex education, for those of you asking about, other things that I specialize in. And so, so it's going to come back. It's going to be a short segment though. It's going to be like 10-minute, short adult sex education where like I'll do a pre-recorded episode and then we'll go live about that later. So yeah, I'm bringing content once I settle some things in my life and get it all together. Come on, friends. You have to have a plan, okay, and action steps and execution. So you can look forward to everything on TiffTalkTV, new, like more consistent new content launching then. Yeah, is the thing. Life is coming together. But yeah, welcome to follow me. If you have questions, comments, feel free to hit me my DMs. I answer them. If you did leave a disrespectful comment, don't be surprised when it's gone because I'm probably going to delete it. But the rest of you have a great day. Yeah, that's all I really got to say. Appreciate you.